Are you tired of the no name battle? Because I was. A few years ago, I started something that I'm going to show you in a second, and it helped with the no name battle. So, if you receive lots of papers on a regular basis with students without names, I suggest you give this a try. So, in my classroom, I have several bulletin boards. And what I did was I took one bulletin board and I just called it the No Name Please Claim board. And so when students turned in papers and I was grading them and there was no name on it, I just stuck them on the board. I started with push pins, but then I suggest using like tape. It was easier and you didn't have to keep track of things. So, what did this help with? So, when I was returning papers and a student raised their hand and be like, I turned mine in, but you didn't give it back, I could say, well, go check the no name board because there's several of that assignment up there. Another thing it helped with is students would say, I turned it in and you just lost it. Well, I could say, no, go check the no name board. There's those assignments up there. So that was the first thing it helped with. The second big thing was parent conferences. A lot of times in parent conferences, the parent would say, well, my student said that they turned it in. And I would say, well, I have so many of these on the no name board. They should check the no name board. And typically it was on the no name board or it was in the bottom of their book bag. And so this helped with that. Also gave a visual for the parent when I said, like, these assignments are missing, when the student actually went up to the board and could find 3 or 4 of their assignments up on the board without names on it. The last one is the power struggle. So it's really easy when you're returning work for a student to say, hey, I know I turned that in, where is mine? And for you to say, no, I don't have yours. And so instead of that power struggle, I would just suggest go check the no name board. Now, with this, because students' papers were going up there, I did not grade them if they didn't have a name on it. That way, if a student was looking at the board, they weren't just pulling off a paper that wasn't theirs because of the grade on it. So once they got their paper off of the no name board, they had to go back and put it back in the turn in basket. And then I would grade it and get it back to them the next class period. So they weren't pulling based on their grades. They were pulling based on the papers that were theirs on the board. So if you are fighting this battle with no names, I highly suggest this. I cleared my board at the end of each 9 weeks because that's when our grades started over. So I would then clear the board and start over for the next 9 weeks. And this really, really helped with the power struggles with students putting their names on the papers. It helped a lot in my secondary class.